I've seen a lot of people have trouble with it, but there's a really easy trick to just getting the eggs. Especially with this armor that the game gives out now. With the Guardian armor and stuff having stamina something or other. I think it's Marathon Runner. That boosts your stamina. Or makes it drain slower, I guess, technically. But as I said, the handler's here for some unknown reason. She's supposed to be over somewhere else, but she's right here. Anyways, also, I did say we were going to use a hammer for the second fight, so we're going to do that. You can cut off the Baroth's tail, but it's much easier to fight this thing with a hammer, and you can also break its head with a hammer. You actually break off a fragment of its head. Which sounds mean, but I never even knew you could do it until I sat there fighting this thing with a hammer and had it happen. So I didn't have to use the poison heal stuff. Usually I don't, anyway. I'm not concerned about the map filling out right now either. What was I gonna do? Oh, I was gonna remove the tracker from Rathian, because the scout flies are just gonna track the captured Rathian body over there. She'll disappear in a minute or so. Cam's a little slow about it, but she will disappear. She'll randomly get teleported back to base. Baroth over here will also get teleported back to base because I'm going to go for the capture on him too. That's why I brought 2 traps and 4 trank bombs. I might accidentally kill... Oh, wait. Hold on. I will see what Zora Magdaros left for us, but first I need to capture this little creature from Final Fantasy. Come here. Come here, you little shit. Eventually they stop moving. That was a cactuar cutting, or cutling, or cutting, or whatever it's called. Basically, it's a tiny one that runs around in circles. As you saw, it just stops moving after a little bit, and you can just throw your capture net at it, capture it. There's a big one that you can actually use to your advantage if you know how, and I actually used it during a couple fights, including an Elder Dragon fight. The cactuar can actually do like 1,000 damage to an Elder Dragon, which is ridiculous. And it helps out a lot. I think it actually broke like 10 of the pieces. It was so funny. Like, I sat there just hitting the cactuar, and the Teostra I was fighting just took like shit tons of damage, and all the parts kept breaking and everything. It was great. They're off.
Follow me.
Big head, tiny tail. He still tries to use his tail to attack you, even though it's like super tiny. But
Come on.
we got this, nice and easy. This is actually my favorite part of the Wild Spire ways to fight something, because there's so many slopes that you can just use most of it to your advantage. Especially with a hammer, because there's an attack where you just go like this, and then you do like a spinning jump. Had to smash his head at the last second. But yeah, you just do this. It's my favorite attack with the hammer. All you do is just get a sliding start and be holding down R2, and you just do a spinning jump attack on monsters. It's great. Most of the time, if you do it enough, you'll just sit there mounting the monster over and over again, but if you don't mount him, you're just going to do a butt ton of damage to him, so it's great. Either way, with this attack, it's friggin' great. Oh, I killed a little dude with that too. Oh, it's fine. I needed to kill him a little bit too. just broke 3 parts of that attack. As you can see, I broke his head. He's missing a piece of his forehead. But this is one of the reasons why I find the hammer to be so much fun. You can just do charge up attacks all the time. I just literally slid up a mountain of sand. It was funny and shouldn't have happened, but it did.
Now's your chance.
Oh, he tipped himself over. Alright, here's the other attack. You do a spin, and then you can hit triangle after a certain amount of spins to do like a special follow-up. I messed up my follow-up because I wasn't thinking I was going to do the one follow-up that happened. But the hammer is so much fun. I don't understand why it's only the 9th ranked used weapon in the game, because I have so much fun with this thing. It's super basic, but it's like one of the most fun weapons I'll ever use in this game. Come on and smack. And he's downed, and I'm still going to use this stack because it covers his entire body with a hammer smack.
Look, the monster's almost done for. Chances are it'll retreat to its nest to recuperate.
Yeah, he just dropped both of his
That's a thorn pot, a powerful type of slinger ammo. Attacking the part it's latched onto deals blunt damage.
Yeah. We got Slinger Pod. If you hit them on a monster, it will normally make them get stunned a little bit, which is always a good thing. I kind of want to see if I can kill one of these things with my hammer. Yeah, there we go. Okay. These things drop 2 different loot sources. They drop Wingdrake hides and Screamer sacks. We really want Screamer sacks, yeah. Okay. If you get Screamer sacks, oh, he actually is existing this round. I didn't think he was going to be here, but if you cause those guys to scream all the time, Diablos will come out of this pit in the middle. We're not supposed to know he exists for a very long time, but he's there. You can use that pitfall trap to damage monsters and get research points on them and things. It's acting like a actual damage source in the game, which is cool, but I can never seem to get it to work like I want it to. If anything, I just cause turf wars between Diablos and Baroth when I do it, because they're dumb and they fight each other as soon as I summon him above ground. That's the other cactuar. Right there.
Whoa.
He gives 300 research points every time you capture him, which is really good. Baroth's running away again. He's on death's door, at least he should be. What did he just get hit by? He's getting hit by things and I'm not doing anything to him. I'm watching him take damage and like stun damage on my screen and I'm not doing anything to him at all. I need to place this trap game. Come on. I hate this area. There we go. Place it right here. Come here, Baroth. No, I want to smack you. Come here. Oh, God. Come here, you big lug. And he covered himself in mud. Great. That's probably when he's most annoying. Come on, Baroth. What are you doing? Let's go. He's going to sleep while I'm sitting here beating the crap out of him. Alright. Well, I guess we get to show off how stupid monsters are sometimes. because I've literally been just sitting here smacking him and he wanted to go to sleep. Come here, Barrow. Come here, you big pain in my ass. Come on. Come on. There we go. And trank bombs.
You did it, partner. Okay. I'll be
I was sitting
waiting
there
over by the
smacking
slot.
him, trying to get his attention, and he just wanted to go to sleep. Whatever works, I guess. Okay, the best reference I have for this too is the majority of monsters. If anyone's seen a dog sleep and have one of those little nightmares where they're chasing after something, that's basically what the monsters do in their sleep. If you just sit there and watch them, and they're not in like a trap or anything when they're captured, they'll be sitting there sleeping, and then they'll do like a little run animation with their claws and stuff. They basically just look like giant, evil, sleeping dogs.
Are you part of the Fifth Fleet?
But adorable at the same time, because they make weird noises like a dog would in their sleep, and they act like they're just having one of those dreams, which is kind of weird. The only one that doesn't look that way is Devilo, and I took a picture of it. That pain in my ass actually was like smiling in his sleep, like, heh, I know I was a pain in the ass.
Might I trouble you to share your tale with me?
It was kind of funny.
Let's find a suitable place.
He was sitting there on the capture pallet, missing his tail, and just had this big evil smile on his face like he was mocking me.
So, my old friends are well. Praise be. It sounds like the good scholars are as incorrigible as ever. Might I ask, are you tracking the monster that dropped that massive slag?
I should probably talk during the cutscene so that way I don't get any problems with it.
Well, it seems so easy.
This guy, I think his name is, they don't even give him a name. I think his title is technically the Seeker.
Well,
but everybody just knows who he is.
Pleasure. Nearby you will find my I trust it will be of some
at least
avail.
Game-wise, everybody just knows who this guy is. He's like a legend or something from the First Fleet. He's also one of the few elf-looking characters in the game. I remember when I first played the game, I thought he was badass looking, and I wanted to try and make a character that looked like him, but the game doesn't allow that. The game does not allow that in the slightest.
Was that who I think it was?
Yup. Yes, it was. Alright, we get crap tons of rewards because we not only captured the Baroth, but we captured the Rathian too, which I'm hoping gets me some kind of good rewards, but I don't know. Rathian research level 1, Baroth research level 2, and no crowns. But we did level up stuff. We got the rock fruit. We didn't get the special cactus or anything, but we'll get the special cactus when we go back to the Wild Spireways for some stuff. No biggie. We should get a quest now that tries to teach us how to capture monsters. Clearly, I already know how to do that. But yeah, the game tries to give you like a tutorial capture monsters quest, and we get to go capture a Kulaku. I will forever say that name wrong still, but yeah, the chicken thing that we fought yesterday, we get to go capture one of those, which is pretty easy, to be honest. Commander is telling us good job at what we did. We get the eastern campsite, which is basically the campsite that I went and changed my weapon at. You don't have to unlock that campsite. The game just gives it to you. During that cutscene, the Seeker told us he has a campsite nearby that might be some avail to us. And I'm assuming the eastern campsite is what he meant by that. But I have no real clue on that at all, so... Sadly, our monsters are not here because Story Quest brings Zora Magdaros Peace back here instead of the monsters that we captured, so we don't get to see a sleeping Baroth or a sleeping Rathian over here.
Luck.
But there's our first capture quest. It's an optional 2-star quest for us to do. I think the only other person with quests for us right now is the chef. So we'll go get his quests, and then we'll go do the story quest that we have to do right now. I'm not really sure what weapon I want to use for this quest. It can be easier with the hammer. It's not like you can slice any pieces off of the monster that you have to fight. But it can also just be a bunch of fun with the longsword, because I've used both for it. He gives you 2 different quests, one of which is one of the quests that we're going to have to use the bow for finally. But I will get to that when I get to it. Okay. For this quest, I need null berries, but I'm just going to pick those up when we go into it. I'm going to take a trap and 2 trank bombs. Just to see if I can actually manage to capture this thing. Usually I can. I think I'm going to use the sword, because that's the last thing I used when I fought Gyrototus. So...
We have an emergency.
let's go take care of it real quick. We are going to go on an expedition soon because I'm going to do a bunch of side quests, and I'm also going to try and do an expedition to find a bunch of stuff. We found Diablos early because I didn't know he actually was there for that quest. Usually there's no third monster during that quest for me. So I just kill the Rathian or capture it, and then I kill the Baroth or capture it. And those are the only 2 monsters that spawn in for me most of the time. I accidentally hit a Screamer at one point and killed it instantly, and then I went to kill another Screamer and the Diablos just showed up. Whenever I have to farm Screamer pods, those birds are what I'm gonna go farm for them, and I'm gonna do it in low rank every single time, because if I do it in high rank stuff later on and a Diablos actually appears, that'll be a problem. If a low rank Diablos appears, it won't be a problem for me that much, so I won't care too awful much about that. But even with this Guardian armor and boosted weapons and stuff, there are still a lot of monsters in this game that you really don't want to mess with.
Okay,
You just
let's
don't.
look for the scholar.
Okay.
He must have left some kind of trail.
We get free null berries. We also get easy Screamer pods. Gonna be honest, the Screamer pods, they don't really work from what I've noticed with the Gyrototus. Maybe I just aimed it wrong, or I did it at a wrong time. But the Screamer pods I usually just save for Diablos because it's very easy to hit him with them. And you kind of need them to make the quest easier on yourself. Okay, right there we got the special cactus that I was talking about before. It's called a jewel cactus. There is a third fruit from the plant and a third thing from the cactuses, but we can't get that until high rank, I'm pretty sure.
Huh?
I could sit here
Wait, what's
carving
that
up
there?
plants all day and it won't
Wait,
happen.
wait! What's going on with the scout flies?
Yeah, I'll just harvest this because the story wants me to. You don't need to harvest any of these. You can literally just... I'll pull up the map real quick. You can literally just go down here. And this is where the map wants you to go, is right here. Pretty much. Or not right there. Hold on. Is it right there? No. We need to go to Area 10. Over here next to these Gaijo. Fish. That's where we need to go. I'm gonna get out my capture net though. Because there's a little thing that I want to capture right over here. There's actually 3 of them here. And they are iron helm crabs. Oh, I got a special one that was a specific size. Cool. Okay. I don't think the other thing is here because it's nighttime and not sunset. So, yeah, it's not here. The beetle that I wanted to capture in the other area, it shows up right there in this area as well, on that tree. It's a special beetle that relates to a trophy for the game, but we'll get it at some point. Hard shell powder? Okay. I don't think I've ever had him give me hard shell powder before.
Is that
Usually he
the scholar?
gives like
What's that he's sitting next to?
a max potion
Looks like
or something.
Vera?
Alright. And trigger the cutscene. But yeah, we get to fight a giant fish. He's a giant pushover.
God, don't let him find me. Don't let him find me.
He's not the easiest monster to fight, but once you get the rhythm down for him, he's just as easy, if not easier, than the Kulika.
No, the Juratotus, that didn't kill the Baroth. It was...
Just don't waste special throwables like flash pods and screamer pods on him, if you don't have to. Just keep smacking away at him. If you can actually drag the Gaiju that are nearby into the fight with you, they will attack the Juratotus. So I've had them sit there attacking it while I had to recover from stun, and they broke off armor pieces for me. Honestly, if you can avoid the Gaiju, that's good too, because they do attack you as well. They are not prejudiced. They will attack you, and they will attack the monster. But yeah, pretty straightforward fight. Just don't get hit by that mud when he spits it. It doesn't matter if you get hit by it after he spits it, but just don't get hit by it when he's actually spitting it around. I just hit a Gaiju with that second slinger pod because it got in the way. Yeah, Juratotus, like I said, tends to break the already set conditions that I have for capturing a monster.
You don't want to take hits like that head on.
The whole rule of it drops 2 slinger pod things and then it's capturable kind of doesn't apply to this fish because it drops that slinger pod super early. And I still don't understand why. I thought that would hit. But with this guy, yeah, this is when you'd want to use a screamer pod, I guess. I just don't use him against him. He's very easy to dodge. And I broke the mud covering on his back. Oh, he dropped a material. Thing? Scale? What you got? Scale. Alright. Basically just keep moving and he can't hit you with that attack. I just kind of like went slow-mo with the attack there for the sword, but I really wanted to make sure that I hit him with it. I definitely thought he was going to interrupt me there. There's the pin. Okay, he can drop multiple different resources and stuff for materials and things. But he's just super freaking regardless of anything. As long as you break parts too, I've noticed that if you've broken the part on his body, when he does that little spinny thing that he just did to cover himself in more mud, broken parts don't get recovered with armor. So his head didn't get recovered because I broke his head. I didn't break his back or his tail fin, so they both got covered in mud again. Which is a pain, but not detrimental, really. He's still super easy, regardless of the armor and stuff. Oh, I missed. I wish he didn't move as much. Oh, did not mean to do that, but whatever. Mounting Giratotus is kind of a dangerous thing to do, because he tends to get you off fairly easily. Or at least he used to for me. He does a lot of weird attacks when you're riding him, and I guess he just gets you off a lot easier. But as long as you hit the triangle button fast enough, you should be safe. Oh, I got hit. Oh, I didn't get hit. I just didn't land my attack. Whatever. Same difference. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, like I said, Giratotus just kind of breaks everything. He didn't even drop a second slinger pod for me. I just literally beat the crap out of him like Jagras. So I wanted to capture him, but that's clearly not what happened. These Gaiju are just gonna sit there for a second. Hopefully they don't interrupt me for carving. I do still need a piece of loot from a Gaiju, so hopefully I can get it from one of these guys. I got the skin already. There's something else I can get from these guys, and for some reason the game is just not dropping it. There's a couple pieces of low tier loot from Gaijus and a couple pieces of high tier loot as well. But I just can't seem to get it for some reason. No big deal though. We'll get it eventually. Okay, well, that didn't go as planned because Giratotus decided it wanted to break the rules again. Every time with this stupid fish. He is one of the 2 Piscine wyverns, or fish wyverns, that I've come across in the base game. I don't know if the DLC added more of them, but for base game wise in Monster Hunter World, it's just him and one other one, and you don't find the other one until really late in the game. And the other one's a giant pain to fight. I absolutely hate fighting the other one. We're going to have to, but I can't stand fighting him.